Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Yeah, boy. Brewsday Tuesday is upon us. We're drinking beers on the radio. My name is DreZ. Big Nate sitting across from me. What up, buddy?
What is going on? Long time no see.
It seems like it's been like a couple minutes. Well, really, I saw you yesterday, but
Yeah.
yes, it's been a minute. I was gone again. Gone again. I went gallivanting. First real RV trip of the year. And we went to North Carolina, which did you know that there's some breweries in North Carolina?
I've heard a rumor or two.
Yeah, well,
I have to make my way down there.
we're going to be featuring Foothills Brewing Company out of Winston-Salem, which we did go to Winston-Salem and hit a number of breweries. We'll get to that because that was later in the trip for me. But funnily enough, this Hopium IPA from Foothills that I'm holding in my hand was the first beer that I had on the trip. And it was much needed when I did get around to drinking it. I'll tell you why after you let everybody know what
I've
you're
got
sipping on.
I love Foothills. I'm so glad. When I saw the Foothills logo, I was thrilled. I've got the Jade IPA. It's their India Pale Ale. Bold, citrusy, Pacific jade hops lend striking tropical fruit notes and a hint of peppery finish to this easy drinking IPA. 7.4% ABV and Foothills, man. That's something I missed last week when I was not at Floyd Fest because they always have the Foothills booth and well, frankly, just delicious.
Well, yeah, I don't know if they've had that or not. I was not at Floyd Fest. Although that would have been, I was keeping up on the social. It looked pretty awesome from what I saw. I don't know.
Everything I've
I
seen
haven't
and heard,
spoken with anybody yet that went, but seemed like it went off without a hitch and
everything I've seen
things
and
went
heard, it
well.
was a success.
Good. Glad to hear it. So
And
yeah.
they dealt with a power outage
Oh,
like
really? I didn't
pretty
know about that.
phenomenally.
Kind of
Yeah,
like what we're dealing with right now.
yeah. It seems to be a
Sounds like.
constant theme around here. Did the I mean, we're after the hour, so I don't know. Hopefully, someone will grab that alarm for us.
Yeah.
Let's.
So the reason I was happy to finally get this beer, so we were staying in the RV at a lake campground, Lake Reedsville, which come to find out you can't swim in Lake Reedsville. I guess it's like,
What?
it's one of those water sources, drinking water.
Okay.
So
You don't want people's nasty butts in there. I
no,
get that.
no swimming allowed, unfortunately. So didn't brought the bathing suits, didn't need them. But so we get there and we go to check in and whatever and set up the rig, and our site is just very unlevel. Now, you need to level out your RV for numerous reasons. You would think, yeah, you don't want stuff sliding around. You don't want to feel like you're walking up and down hills. But one of the main things is if you have a rig like ours where there's slides and also a refrigerator, those need to be at least fairly level to work properly. So after numerous attempts of like, okay, let me just back up a little bit over here. Let me try to angle it this way. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times I tried to park that thing so that the angle would be doable to manage and was
So you weren't even looking for perfect. You were looking for good enough.
for just even to manage it. So we're striking out, and getting frustrated to the point where, we're starving. And we're like, all right, well, let's run up there and see if there's any other spots we can maybe move to. And the extent we were staying like for an entire week. So she's like, well, there aren't any that's going to be that you can, we would have to hop around from here. Like,
Yeah.
oh, on this day we'd have to move again. And so we're like, oh, all right, well, we'll try to make it work. We didn't even have enough blocks to level it out. It was so unlevel.
Oh,
So we had to run. We went and bought more leveling blocks from, thankfully, they're pretty readily available. You can get them at Walmart. So we got a pack of those. We need to go grocery shopping anyways. So we get those and we get it level enough. Now, obviously, it wasn't perfect, but level enough to manage. And we just stayed in that spot. We didn't end up moving or anything, but it was quite the ordeal, very stressful. We were very hungry. And our plans were actually to head to Winston-Salem that day to go to some breweries. And I had already found a brewery I wanted to go to right next to a pizza joint that was going to be perfect because we had a long run the next day. And so but that wasn't going to happen. So we had to improvise and we ended up driving. So it was about 45 minutes to go to Winston-Salem. We went to Greensboro, which is about 20 minutes, and we stopped at a pizza joint even on the way. And at that pizza joint, sure enough, Hopium IPA was right there to go along with my pizza. And that beer and pizza tasted quite good after a very stressful checking in of the RV. So we got it all sorted, and then we got to sip.
The Greensboro is a nice stop too. I don't know how much time you guys spent there. I'm sure I'll find out here in a second. But we 2 years ago made a trip down. We stayed in Winston-Salem, and we drove to Greensboro specifically just to go to their aquarium. The Greensboro Aquarium, like they've got an aquarium and a zoo, absolutely phenomenal. It's wild. Not quite as good as the National Aquarium, but it's upper tier.
Damn, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Should have tapped you for some Greensboro ideas. We actually went to Greensboro quite a bit because it was the closest, sort of a town, or not even town, like, I guess it'd be a city, right? It's technically probably a city.
I'd call it a city.
Yeah. We actually ended up going there pretty much every day because we got the 3-day membership pass to the YMCA in Greensboro so that we could play pickleball regularly. So we did that. We played pickleball every day of the normal week because we're pickleball fiends now. Me and BB is so into it, really, really into it. Met a lot of nice people doing it that way as well. So that was cool. So yeah, we played a lot of pickleball, and I basically was just doing RV chores, man. I cleaned the entire RV. It was a chore. I broke it into 2 stages. I did just the roof one day because that took like 3 hours just to clean the roof, and then did the rest of the RV the next day. Now, got so many bug bites doing it. It was ridiculous.
I can believe that. Now, when you're cleaning the roof, this is not like a situation like you can't just take it to like a touchless car wash. Obviously, you're up there, you're washing, you're cleaning, you're waxing,
I wasn't even waxing. I was just cleaning. Just washing.
When's the last time you did that?
Never.
Yeah. That's not
why.
That's not a fun endeavor.
And honestly, this was just cleaning because now I have learned, and I was checking the seals and stuff to see if I need to do some resealing, which I do. So I'm gonna have to do it all again. I don't know, sometime in the coming months or whatever, and then do a proper reseal. That's gonna be like a 5-day project because you got to do it in stages, and it's gonna take forever. It'll be fun.
Now, is this like, yeah, that doesn't sound like a blast to discover. Is this like you have to use silicone to seal it, or
there's different parts for different. Oh, yeah, it depends on what part you're sealing that you use different stuff for. And I am gonna put this coating on it, this special coat. I'm gonna sand it and coat it 3 different times, and I'm gonna do it right. Like I saw the YouTube video. He did it, and then he showed the video. He's like, "This is my roof after doing it 5 years later, and it still looks pristine." So it'll be worth it. It'll be expensive and very time consuming. But the other thing that's nice about putting that nice coat up there is it'll look white. Right now it's like kind of a beige. And when you have that bright white reflective roof, that helps for the cooling
cools it down.
Because it won't be so, absorbing of the sun, which that was a whole nother thing, man. We had power and water hookup at the campsite, and we ran the AC the entire time, which, I mean, we did that 6-month trip. We did that 5-week trip. I think we ran the air conditioner more in just the week than we did both of those combined. I mean, we had it just constantly running because it was just so damn hot and humid.
Yeah, I mean, gross. Then of course you're out there on the roof in the hot sun. That doesn't help things. Now, while you're doing this, the whole 3-hour roof project, what was your lovely wife up to?
She's working. So
she was a working vacation.
I was on vacation. She was actually working. So that was all I had. That's all I did. She was working, and I'm just like working on RV chores and tasks. I had a to-do list that was a mile long, so I was never bored. I was always doing something while she was working as well.
That's kind of the way to do it, though. Like, I mean, not necessarily her working, but getting that done at a location when you're actually on vacation. Like, that's my favorite part of like doing a staycation is like the things you can just get off of your list.
Yeah.
It feels so good, and
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding. So
I
that
like
was
that.
kind of nice. So yeah, so the wash was the big deal. That was probably the biggest chore and task that I was able to check off the list for sure. And but we did get to go to a couple breweries and stuff. We went to so we were staying in Reedsville, which I didn't realize this. There's one brewery in Reedsville. It's called Lucky City Brewing. Did you know that Reedsville's nickname is the Lucky City?
I learned that all on Instagram very recently.
Okay. How'd you learn that? So
I don't know. There might be a page on Instagram
so
that
the post spoiled it. So yeah, we didn't realize this till we were there, but Lucky Strike cigarettes were based out of Reedsville. So I mean, they have the I'm trying to remember their baseball team. It's like the Lucky whatever, and the logos are all just like the circle, the Lucky
Yeah.
Strike kind of thing. So it was Lucky Brewing. We went to the Lucky Showcase Theater one night for a very special event, which maybe I'll delve into. We'll delve into it now. So we went to the Lucky City Brewing, and right across the street was that theater. And I saw up on the marquee that there was micro wrestling on Friday night. Now, this was not something I was pushing for, but BB was like, I've never seen that before. I was like, well, I have, but we can go. We could do it. So we did. We bought tickets and we went to wow, I'm trying to remember the actual name of their conference. You know, all the
Promotion.
wrestlers,
Yeah.
they all have their own little like MCW or whatever. It was the micro. Oh man, if I pulled that Instagram post, it would be on there, right? Because I think it was on the mat. Let me look at the.
Oh,
I don't think I got photos, but I know that BB did.
now, so I mean, micro wrestling is just wrestling of a shorter stature. No,
Yeah, I mean, I'll say exactly what it is because I mean, you know,
they say what it is.
they weren't sugarcoating it. Micromania midget wrestling. So MMMW, I guess, is what it was. So it was the show, man, and it was kind of interesting because it was at a actual theater. So they were up on the stage. Like this is a theater where you would see
Yeah.
a play or something. So you don't, you know, most wrestling matches you got
Yeah,
audience members
all
all around. Not the case for this one. They're up there on a stage. But it was the first match was a bit lackluster. It was a male versus a female. I think they were running short on wrestlers, no pun intended. They didn't have a whole lot, didn't have a whole lot of them up there wrestling. But the second match was definitely by far the best. It was the Joker versus, you know, their version of I never caught his name, but he had the mask on. He was trying to chant Mexico, Mexico, and he was the heel. But man, he was the most entertaining. And that match went out into the audience, which made for very, very interesting uh entertainment. Yeah.
What do they call it? What's the word for the Mexican wrestlings? They have there's a name for them.
L something.
It's oh, I wish I could remember.
Mariachi.
No, that's the band. Oh, damn it. I would have had it like any other time, but of course we're on the air now and I can't remember. So I'm gonna have to like
Nacho Libre.
remember this like in the break or
Oh yeah,
Google it in the break.
I know what you mean though. But that sort of style.
Luchador?
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it.
Luchador.
Okay.
So like there's gotta be like to make things little, they add Ito or Ida to the end. So it's a luchadorito,
Maybe.
little
Well,
little Mexican wrestler.
I mean, he was definitely little. Like he was shorter than me, but he was by far taller than everybody else. Like when they would introduce the wrestlers and they'd be like standing at 4'2", blah blah blah. But they didn't say his height. And it's because he was no. So in the ring, it was a smaller wrestling ring. He was the only one, and well, so that his head was above the third rope. I mean, he was probably over 5 foot easily.
So
Didn't quite fit the
he was just
shorter,
a short guy.
short guy. Yeah, I think he was a short
Okay.
guy. But very
On and off some
very
children.
entertaining. Yeah, but it was
children.
It was pretty fun. The last match was a battle royale. So you
Nice.
saw these two wrestlers, then we saw two wrestlers, and then they brought them all out. And I was like, wow, so they only have four wrestlers, but then they did bring out a fifth for the battle royale and a special ref that was, I don't know if she was maybe a wrestler, so she was the smallest of them all.
I was going to ask about her height.
Ref, I don't know. I don't remember if they gave her read her stats off because she was just a referee, but
I've never gotten an opportunity to attend something like that, but I want to. Just like I want to see Mini Kiss really bad or Little Ozzy. And
yeah.
I don't know why. There's like feels exploited.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where it's like you feel kind of bad, but I mean
they're making it the show,
making the money. And so I don't know. I mean, it's not like they're doing it against their will or anything. It's not the
exactly
Bailey from back in the day or anything like that.
That's kind of my thought on it.
So I don't know. They were embracing it and having fun with it. And honestly, if the t-shirts weren't so expensive, they were $30 t-shirts. I was like, I saw that she was like the very first match. I think her name was Luscious Lori or whatever. I don't know, but she was wearing her own shirt. And I was like, oh, that'd be pretty funny, awesome shirt to have. But all the shirts were $30. I'm like, I can't justify that, especially since I already have way too many t-shirts and BB was not gonna be happy if I bought more shirts. So, but that was definitely entertaining. But yes, we did make it to Winston-Salem and we went to some breweries and some stuff. So, and I'll save that for the next round. Let's go ahead and untap these Foothill IPAs, the Hopium. Again, man, this one, it's just a typical, just great IPA. It says right on the can, choice malts lend a surprisingly sweet base to copious additions of Simcoe hops. Great aroma, superior taste, clean, dry finish. As advertised, 6.25% in the ABV category. Foothills Brewing Company is a staple around there and beyond, as you could say. I mean, this is all well distributed up into these parts. It's a solid IPA. I'll give it a 4.
Yeah, Foothills has never made. I've not been handed a Foothills product I've not enjoyed. Would I put them in the upper echelon of? I would put them in the upper echelon of craft breweries throughout the country, but I'm not going to put them at the top. Jade IPA, it's solid, it's drinkable, it's delicious. I'm going to come right there with you, and this gets a 4. Jade IPA.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it because if I remember correctly, I think I like the Jade slightly better than the Hopium. So I might have to have a taste of that. And then we'll come back and we'll drink some more Foothills Brewing Company right here on a Brewsday Tuesday. You should stick around.